Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that can absolutely crush a small business: harassment from people who say they're government officials. We're going to look at the law, what your rights are, and lay out a clear action plan to protect your business.
And listen to this. This is the very real fear of a small cake maker in Abia State, Nigeria. She's only been in business for about a year, and already she's facing these constant disruptions that are threatening everything she's built. Her story is really at the heart of what we're talking about today, because you know what? So many entrepreneurs are going through the exact same thing.
All right, so let's really dig in and see what this nightmare actually looks like for her and countless others, day in and day out. So picture this. You are working your tail off, trying to build a business from scratch, but seems like every other week, some new group of people shows up. They claim they're from the Ministry of Health, but they don't actually inspect anything. Nope, they just demand money. And hey, maybe some free cake while they're at it. This isn't regulation. Let's be real, it's a shakedown, and it is killing small businesses. Now here's where it gets really interesting. There is a huge gap between that nightmare scenario and what the law actually says is supposed to happen. So let's take a look at the official rules of the game. The law is super specific about this. The only people who are supposed to be doing these kinds of inspections are authorized environmental health officers, or EHOs. These are actual professionals with a legal duty to protect public safety, not to line their own pockets. And wow, this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at these two columns. On the left, that's the law. Official ID, things in writing, proper receipts, a real professional process. But on the right, well, that's the reality for our cake maker. No ID, just verbal threats and demands for cash and freebies. Let's be crystal clear. Everything in that right-hand column is totally illegal. This probably has you wondering, right? If these visits are happening constantly, is there any kind of legal limit? Can they just show up whenever they feel like it? The answer is a big, fat no. There is absolutely a limit. The law is really clear. There are no random, unlimited visits. A routine inspection should only happen maybe once, twice a year, tops. Any other visit has to be for a specific documented reason, like a follow-up on a real violation or checking out a formal complaint. Anything else? That's not regulation. It's harassment, plain and simple. Okay, this is my favorite part. Let's talk about how all this knowledge becomes your shield. Seriously, knowing the law is your #1 best defense against this kind of extortion. Step 1, and it's so simple but so powerful. Always ask for official identification. You have every legal right to know who is standing in your shop and what government department they actually work for. A real officer will have ID. Someone who doesn't, well, they probably have no business being there in the first place. Step 2, if they accuse you of breaking a rule, tell them, okay, please put that in writing for me. See, verbal threats about closing you down or hitting you with fines, that's just a tactic to scare you into paying up fast. A written notice, though, that's an official document they have to be able to back up, and it has to name the specific law you've supposedly broken. And step 3, and this one is the absolute bottom line, never, and I mean never, pay cash for a fine or a fee without getting an official government receipt in your hand. If they're asking for transport money or something for the guys, you just politely say you'll only pay through the official channels once you get a proper receipt. If they can't give you one, you can bet that payment is not legitimate. Of course, the best defense is a good offense, right? Being formally compliant just makes you a much tougher target. When you have your business registration, your permits, your certificates all up on the wall, it sends a clear message. I know the rules and I follow them. It tells them you're not an easy mark. All right, let's put this all together. Let's turn this knowledge into a clear, step-by-step action plan you can actually use the next time someone intimidating walks through your door. The moment they walk in, #1, stay calm. Getting into an argument just gives them power. Instead, you get very polite, very professional. You ask for their ID. You ask for the purpose of their visit. You ask for everything in writing. You insist on official receipts. And you write everything down in a logbook. These simple, formal steps completely flip the power dynamic because this whole unofficial scheme relies on there being no paper trail. But what if they just won't back down? Well, you don't have to fight this battle by yourself. These are the official places you can go for help. You can call the Ministry of Health directly to check on rules and fees. You can report them for abusing their office to the Public Complaints Commission. And if it's straight-up bribery, that's what the ICTC is for. So this right here, this should be your mindset. This is your mantra. It is firm, it is lawful, and it is a totally defensible position to take. You're not refusing a legitimate inspection, you are simply refusing to participate in corruption. And there is a huge, powerful difference.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about one cake maker's problem. This kind of thing has a ripple effect that hurts the whole community and the local economy.
And here's the bottom line. The whole system is designed to protect public health, right? But when it gets twisted into a tool for a few people to enrich themselves, it does the exact opposite. It doesn't make food safer, it just strangles the small businesses that are the backbone of the economy, it destroys people's livelihoods, and just stops growth cold.
So that leaves us with this one last powerful thought. Just imagine, what would happen if that cake maker and the tailor next door and the mechanic down the street, what if they all knew their rights? What kind of stronger, fairer, and more prosperous place could we build if every single entrepreneur was empowered with this knowledge?